not only the fashion industry, but any creative industry, realistically, it's all about connections. But it's about making the right connections.
100%.
First impressions are so important, I think, as we all understand.
That's right.
And making genuine and authentic relationships with people who are also good people.
Absolutely.
So for me, I was very fortunate that I had some connections already. I reached out to them. I was fortunate about the Project Runway Remake It Work experience.
Right.
I was fortunate with the Young Fashion Designer of the Year experience. And that just allowed me to continue to build my network of good people who are so well connected on their own within this industry, and to sort of maneuver myself that way.
I heard you mention this, but I want to make it a point. These gentlemen are not only talented, they each, if you've noticed, said they have their own business. These are all entrepreneurs.
That's right.
They have different types of businesses that they've brought together that complement each other. And it's something that we talk about here a lot on Lunch with the Finance Bunch, is that the team concept works. You know, don't be a lone ranger out there. No, you shouldn't just hook up with anybody, but walk slowly to your team, but create a team.
Yeah.
Because as individuals, we are all great. Collectively, we are more powerful.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. That's right. How do you attract companies to want to partner with you?
Good question. Well, going back to earlier, I've always been a planner and a visionary, so I think that's a huge part of it. I've always known, like, here's the big picture.
Right.
And part of my work has been actually to really learn to enjoy exactly where I'm at now and trust the process, which I'm so much better at now because of just experience. But I think in terms of just getting companies to recognize me, it's just been consistency, developing content and pushing out that content on a regular basis. Like, I've never paid for PR, everything's been organic. Magazines would reach out to me and ask me to be in the article for free. And I think that was because I kept pushing out content every week on our blog and then social media, and organically that gets your name out there.
For sure. I mean, I think to some degree people overthink the whole process. What it really comes down to is execution. People get so caught up in like the to-do list that they forget the power of execution. It happens to all of us. I mean, even now with a team of 6 people, I'll look at my own to-do list and like I start thinking about like the whole process behind getting everything done, and I'm like, oh, and then you just kind of get stuck, but then you remind yourself, no, this is the list. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug through it. I'm going to get it all done. So I think people need to make a list of like, what do they want to do? What do they want to accomplish? But just like some technical pieces of advice, like get a website domain, figure out like the name of your company, or, you know, really think about it from a branding standpoint. You might need to, or I recommend bringing on like a branding professional or a business coach to guide you in that process if you're not sure. Of course, it should always connect back to your purpose and your mission. I mean, that's a whole conversation. And so in October of 17, when I was just me and that virtual assistant, and I launched this service called Instagram Rockstar on the Fiverr Pro platform, I had no idea that that was going to catapult my business into 6 figures in under a year. I had a business coach in October who was like, oh, your goal of bringing in like 15K plus is so unrealistic. And that was like a goal that I was trying to reach at the end of 18. And she was like, no, you know, you need to be more realistic. I'm like, no, this is what I'm going to do. And I reached it in the middle of
That's what
18.
it's about.
I think people think, you know, what they are created to do is so easy that can't be it. Or that I just do that naturally. That can't be it. They feel like it has to be something really hard, right? It just can't be it. Now, how did it feel to transition though? Because you had, you know, like you said, you could look at your contract and see what your paycheck was going to be for the next 50 years. And for some people, that's consoling. It's like, oh my goodness, at least I know where I'm going to be. But for you, I saw the look on your face.
You know, like when you know you're worth more,
Yes.
and know that you deserve more. And I was I am a dynamic teacher because that is my gift. And someone actually pointed that out to me a few years ago. And they were like, you know, P, you don't just do things. you do it to where you teach it. They're like, I don't care. Like if they're like, oh, if you like this dance format, you're gonna end up teaching it. If you like this fitness format, you're gonna end up teaching it. Like whatever it is that you have a passion about, you don't just do it, you teach it. And I was like, that's why I'm here. Right. You know, like that was, and they really pointed it out to me. So it was just, as a dynamic educator, and I was like, there has to be more to it.
Right.
There
you
has
can take
to
that
be
teaching skill outside of that particular type of classroom and apply it somewhere else where you get the satisfaction of teaching, but you also get the financial stability you're looking for